right. Good evening, everyone. How is everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody is having a good night. It's Friday. I can't believe it's Friday already. This week has gone by amazingly fast. This month has gone by amazingly fast. We got, 3 days to go and the month is over with. It's crazy. Unbelievable. Not going to complain, but it's a trip. That is for sure. So, anyway, welcome. Good evening to everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. Before we jump into everything, there's a bunch of stuff I want to talk about, and I got one more thing I want to talk about too, but I didn't want to put it in the title. So, uh, anyway, again, I hope everybody is being safe, especially with the storm coming up the East Coast. If any of you folks are in the path of that storm, I hope that you are hunkered down, ready to just kind of ride it out and not out there trying to drive through it. So, before we get started, I want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. No nastiness, no racism, nothing like that in the chat. If you cannot follow those easy, simple rules, those awesome people that you see lit up in blue will give you the boot out of here just because we're not going to tolerate it. It's just not going to happen. And so, for that reason, I would ask you just to be decent. So, hopefully, we can have a nice chat and we can go from there. All right. So, keep your butts home if you're in the storm. Exactly. Yeah, Alex the Gamer. Exactly. I don't understand why anybody feels like they have to go out in this kind of weather. Yeah, Billy the Could Norwood says 99,100. We just crossed that today. So we are now less than 900 away from 100,000 subscribers. It is been an unbelievably crazy journey, and I'm watching that just going up, and it's amazing. It really, really is. So thank you for everybody that is a new subscriber for joining us. It's been a lot of fun, and we're getting there. We're getting there. It's kind of exciting. It's been a goal, obviously, for a long time to hit that 100,000 mark, and now we are on that precipice of it. It is absolutely in sight now, and I'm going. I was just telling my mom today. I says, "Well, I'm gonna have to get a tattoo soon." So those of you that don't know, I have been saying, gosh, probably since I was at maybe 80,000 subscribers, maybe a little bit more than that. I don't remember exactly when I started talking about it. But I said when I hit 100,000 subscribers that I will get STD tattooed on me. Now, I'm not 100% sure where it's going to go at. I kind of got an idea, but I definitely am going to get that done. So it should be a lot of fun. It should be an interesting, and like I said, I'll have to figure out exactly where I'm going to get that. So yeah, it'll be wild. That will be wild. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to that. So anyway, we're getting there. We're not too far away. So uh, blood banks on the Ukraine border by Russia. Oh, that's always fun. Yeah, it's that's an interesting situation over there. Uh, is it all for show? Are they really going to do something? Hard to say. Could be, again, it could be a lot of I push, you push, and then maybe somebody says, "Oh yeah, well screw you, watch this," and that would not be a good situation. Would not be a good situation at all. So we'll have to, you know, not good, not good. So we'll see what happens with all that. We just have to obviously pay attention and keep an eye on things. The scariest part to me, I'll be honest with you, the scariest part to me, right now we have a weak president. We have a very weak president who other countries are not afraid of. So that is probably, with the possibility of these situations escalating, you know, the people that are in charge, they don't have fear of them, which is kind of scary. So, anyway, oh, I'm sorry. Watch your head. I didn't realize you had your head right there. I got Caesar right down here by my feet, and I went to move my leg, and his head was right there. All right. So we a lot to talk about. A couple things that I obviously did not put in the title because I didn't want the YouTube police to go, oh, we're gonna zam him for that. So I have to do things kind of carefully, but there's a couple things that I definitely want to mention, and we will dance around that, and we'll talk about those things, uh, you know. But anyway, yes, weaker than Uncle Jimmy. You are correct about that, Frederick. I thought he was probably the weakest president that we ever had. And if you guys don't know who he's talking about Jimmy Carter, who was a nice man, but was not suited to be dealing with the situations that we were dealing with at that time. He did not want to, Oh, I forgot to kill my volume on my phone. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on, let me do that. All right. No more notifications. All right. But anyhow, so one of the things that I want to talk about is obviously the oil prices. So let's talk about that for a second. The prices of oil are continuing to rise. We're going to get to the bridge situation in Pittsburgh, and we're going to talk about infrastructure as well in general. Very very scary situation with that. But anyway, so first of all, let's talk about oil. Now, I want you guys to let's break this down, right? So, when Trump left office, oil or gas prices for here in New York were about 222, I believe. It was right in that range. It was under 230 a gallon. Well, now here in New York, it is where I live, 362.9. I just might as well call it 263. Um, it just went up 10 cents the other day, as I told you guys when I went down to the gas station, and I was like the last person that got it at that cheaper rate, which it was not cheap. 352 was not cheap. But so what's bringing this on? Let's talk about that for a second. Obviously, they want everybody to go to electric cars. That's what they're trying to do, trying to every green, 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 and all that type of stuff, which is great conceptually, but the reality that's not a realistic expectation. So what has happened? So we have to break this down. The first thing Biden did when he got into office, he stopped the pipeline from Canada into the United States, right? Shut that down. That definitely hurts production and stuff like that. He has stopped a lot of the drilling and all that type of stuff as well. And that is, you know, that we went from oil independent and an exporter of oil to now we're back to being reliant on getting our oil from OPEC because we don't have enough again. Um, I believe, and this is strictly my opinion, I want to hear what you guys have to say about this or not. This is being done on purpose to make it so expensive to drive that people will beg for electric cars. Okay. But I want you to think about, yeah, Sharon Barry is saying those electric cars will work during the summer, but not sure about the winter. Exactly, Sharon. The batteries, when the cold weather hits, how are they going to do? How are they going to hold up? How are they going to hold their charge in that time period? Think about the breakdowns that we just had on I-95 a couple weeks back, and people were stuck on the highway, some for more than 24 hours. If you are an electric car and your battery runs out, what happens to you then? You freeze to death in your car because you can't stay warm. So, and right, and Bob just said here, the grid can't handle it. The grid is not ready to deal with charging all these electric cars that they think that they're going to put out here. It's not ready for that. Now they're trying to put more money into the grid, but here is the problem with they're trying to get a bunch of money to do all these things, but we're gonna talk about it all together here in just a moment. But the oil prices are trying to keep them going up, up, and up to make it like ridiculously expensive to drive a car. It's being done on purpose, in my opinion. There's no reason. We have plenty of oil in this country that we could, tap into, get that oil if they would allow it. Stop playing these games because, again, I think it's just another game to try to force you to go to an electric car. And like somebody just put on here, $20,000 to replace a battery for that electric car if something goes wrong with that car. I saw, I don't know if you guys saw the video of the guy that had the electric car and he blew it up. I don't know if you guys saw that because it was like the battery had died and they were going to be like the ridiculous amount of money to replace the battery. And the guy just was like, screw it, I'm not doing it. So you're talking about a lot of problems with that type of stuff. And again, the electrical grid is not ready to handle that. You know, they're talking about putting all this money into the electrical grid, but how much money are they talking about putting in to harden the electrical grid, to protect the electrical grid? Nothing, nothing. You know, 21K for his Tesla. I saw it. Okay, yep. Jimmy Lang just said that. Yep, exactly. Yeah. So, you know, these are not realistic expectations. They're nice in theory, and in theory, it's a fantastic concept to be as green as we possibly can be. I believe that we should try to be, you know, incorporating more, you know, green into stuff. Like I said, solar is a great thing. You know, the sun produces so much power that we could do that with no issues, and it would be something that we would have really well. You know, there's a big push for nuclear. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but there's this big push. Well, we could build all these nuclear power plants and it would be great and blah blah blah. But the spent uranium, what it has a half life of 6,000 years, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, but I know it's like a ridiculously long time. And where do you store it? Where do you put it with those spent rods? Right? That's not the way, in my opinion, to go. Too many chances for accidents, like what happened over in Russia, and you know that is not a good thing to do. You know, you could easily destroy areas with that. Look at what's going on with Fukushima, guys. Do you even hear? Do you even hear in the news anything anymore about Fukushima? Tell me in the comments, guys. How many of you recently in the news have heard about Fukushima? Anything at all? So yes or no. So yes, you've heard about it, or no, you've heard nothing. So just put that in the comments, and we'll see what everybody is going to say about that. So a lot of you are saying no, 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 no. Yep. So the problem is every single day, Fukushima is still dumping radiated water into the ocean. It didn't magically stop. It's just not talking about it anymore, you know? And they were, yes, a few months ago, yes, they were talking about dumping some of the water that they had in the big storage containers, dumping that, of course, into the ocean. That's the only thing you hear, but you don't hear about the fact that it is still continuously dumping radiated water into the ocean, affecting the fish that we eat. Imagine that, right? So I'm sure that makes it perfectly safe to eat those fish. These are situations that will happen. They've happened obviously in the past. You have the situation in Russia that happened, Fukushima in Japan. You cannot control Mother Nature. If an earthquake is going to come or a tsunami is going to come, there's not a freaking thing you're going to be able to do about that. And that's going to affect everything. And then that is a snowball effect. It's a snowball effect. So craziness. But, you know, people just thousands of cancer deaths all around it for miles. Jim Lang just said, "Oh, absolutely, yeah," but you know they don't talk about that. They don't talk about that. And Billy the Kid Norwood says electric cars are too expensive. And absolutely, I agree with you. And then trying to maintain that if you have an issue with that battery, who has an extra 21 grand sitting around? I sure don't. You know what I mean? So I don't get that either. But again, you know, these are things we got to pay attention to because it's at out of sight, out of mind. If they're not putting it out there in the front pages and the news people don't really talk about it, they don't think about it because it's not what's being put out there, right? I mean, that's the reality of it. You know, so being green is a great concept and we could do it on a smaller scale, I believe. I don't think that we could ever go completely green. And if we did, were able to do that, I think you would be looking at 100 years minimum in small stages, not by 2035 we're going to have all electric cars. That's not realistic. It's just not realistic. So, but yeah, why the focus on cars? You know what, Alex the Gamer? Why not? Let's do this. Why don't we go after big business for all the pollutants that they're putting out into the atmosphere on a daily basis? Wow, what a concept that would be. Oh, we can't go after them. What's the matter with you folks? Golly, what's wrong with you? They get a pass. No taxes for them. They can do whatever they want. Come on. It amazes me. It really amazes me. And the people are okay with that. The people are fine with that. I'll be dead and gone by 2035. I plan on still being here. I plan on still being here. I plan on being in my 90s when I go. So I plan on being around for a while. That's a positive way to think, though. Is it Burn Notice said that? Yes, Burn Notice. Positive way to think. Good way to be positive about that. What about your kids? What about your grandkids? Will they still be here? So, all right. So, but there's like so much with that whole situation. Huge games being played with us. Somebody made a reply to a comment. And I said, when will the gas prices go back down? And in the comments, somebody had probably the best answer that I saw. And they said, when we elect a Republican president. And you know what? They're probably not that far off from that. There is an agenda, obviously, with the Democratic Party. And, you can't give everything away for free. Somebody has to pay for that at some point. Nothing is for free. So people need to realize that. They really do. And freebies only last for so long before the people that are paying for all those freebies say, yeah, you know what, I'm done. So something to think about, guys. Something to think about. PA court rules mail-in voting against the law. Very good. Well, that's a good thing. That'll definitely change things, right? That our generation was led to believe that by this time we'd be living like the Jetsons. Yeah, there was talk of all that type of stuff. All right, so yes, Jack B. I definitely wanted to bring this topic up. Okay, there's a huge convoy, obviously about 2,000 truckers heading to Ottawa. The last I heard, they were in Toronto and they're heading to Ottawa. Thank goodness, your esteemed leader, Justin Trudeau, is having to self isolate. Very convenient, perfect time that he has to self isolate because he was possibly exposed to COVID or somebody that he knew was exposed. And so he's having to self isolate. So it's very convenient how that works. But Jen is saying 50,000 trucks. I heard it was 2,000. So somebody, if you got an idea of what the number of trucks is, because I saw 2,000 trucks. I didn't see 50,000. Heart 76 says 50,000 or more. Oh, okay. Well, I guess then I'm completely wrong. But you know what? So people are saying 50. Okay. All right. Well, all right. Cool. Thank you guys for. That's a lot of trucks then. If it's between 30 and 50, that's a ton of trucks. It's a good indication that people have had enough. Oh, Pinball's been saying 50,000. Okay. I don't know the exact number. I saw an article said 2,000. It would not shock me that they would try to downplay it. They would try to downplay it because they wouldn't want that being put out there that it was as high as it was. But that's a lot of trucks. And I think that should be a really good indication. And here's the thing is now they're saying, the Canadian government is saying that 90% of the truckers, 90% have had this, okay? Well, if you got 50,000 truckers doing this drive, I don't believe that number. That's just me. Call me a skeptic. I'm not saying that they would lie to us. Heaven forbid that the government would ever lie. I know they don't do that, right? Hey, guys, what do we have? 717 in the chat. We got 229 on a thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do that to show support for the channel, and I do appreciate that ahead of time. And again, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel, and I do appreciate that as well. And again, I'd like to see a lot of thumbs up, so that's part of it as well. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. Okay. This is not on the news. Why? Judy, it's because it doesn't fit the agenda. So I'm a skeptic. Hey, you know what? Mad Medic one. I don't know that the government would always not tell us the truth. Yeah. So I would have to say that I'm skeptical. But you have all these truckers that are pissed off, that have had enough of government overreach and control. And I think that you may see something being done. I have said before in my chats that if enough of us say no more, it will stop like that. If enough of us stand up and say no to whatever is trying to be pushed on us, could be gun control, could be that, or could be a lot of different things. If enough people stand up and say no, it will stop in a minute. Yeah, Trudeau says it's a fringe minority. Yeah, that's ridiculous. 50,000 trucks is not a fringe minority. That is not a fringe minority. And good for them for standing up and saying, Toronto Sun claiming that up to 50,000 trucks will end up completing the journey to the capital. Now, here's the thing, and I've heard, and I don't know if this is true, that they plan to block off the capital and not let traffic in or out until they get an answer. And I think that would be definitely one way. Now, of course, they're expecting violence and stuff like that. I think what people don't realize, you don't always have to have violence to do what you want to do. You know, uh, Russell Brandon did a video about it. Joe Rogan shouted it out, and Elon Musk tweeted support. Don Cherry, Rob Schneider, on and on. Oh, that's cool. Good. That's good to hear. But it's amazing to me that anybody that doesn't go along with the narrative, whatever the narrative that is put out there in the mainstream media, they're shut down, they're shut up, they're not allowed to speak about it. They're wrong. They're a conspiracy theorist and all those type of things. I don't know if you saw today, and I did see this today, that the Pope was talking about this type of stuff, and he was discussing this here and all this type of thing. Now here's my take, and I'm just gonna this is the only comment I'm gonna make about this. Okay, if something like this is so great and it is so safe, where is the transparency? Why not give the people the information of what is or not in this, right? So that they can make an informed decision. That is not being a conspiracy theorist when you are not given all the information. And certain groups of people are not being transparent in being upfront with information. And then anybody that says anything different is shut down, shut up, dismissed, saying that they're spreading false information and all those type of things. That's what even feeds more into people having conspiracy theories. Now, I know some of the theories out there. I don't agree with all of them. I don't. I will definitely say that. My thing, again, my big thing is they're not being transparent. They're not being honest by showing us what is in something. And the fact when you have a corporation that wants to suppress what is in something for 75 years, that's a fact. Check that up that they put in there. They were trying to get it suppressed for 75 years. Well, everybody would have had it by that point, would be long dead and gone, right? If there was anything bad or something that was going to be not good in that. So I can understand where a lot of this stuff comes from. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I will, and I've said this right along. If you want to do this, do it. If you don't want to do that, then don't. It is your choice as an individual. And so don't let people bully you. Don't let people intimidate you. You have a choice. I was out today. I had to go doing some more running around because I've been doing that a lot lately, and I'm not going to always share with you guys what I'm doing on a daily basis. But a lot of it is prepping related. but I did have to stop at the store today. I saw one other person that was like me, like this. Everybody else had this on. Okay. Um, Knock yourselves out. Knock yourselves out. Do whatever you feel like you have to do. You know, yeah, Trudeau is not looking healthy these days. Yeah, isn't that interesting? Yeah. So, but again, guys, the whole situation to me, if you're going to do something and if you're going to try to put it out there, what I don't understand, and again, I'm not being anti this or anti that or anything. I'm not. I'm just saying that there's a lot of questions that are unanswered that should be answered uh, for transparency reasons. But if something is so wonderful, why are you trying to force people to take it? That's what I don't understand. So that's just a question. That's just a question. I'm not, like I said, I'm not doing anything for, against, anything like that. Individual decisions, individual choices. So that is, you know, unbelievable. But again, so like with the situation with Ottawa, with people protesting and exercising their right to protest and saying that they've had enough of something, but yet it's going to be downplayed in the news media because the news media is controlled by the people that are trying to control all of us. I mean, yeah, hiding the data too. Linda S just said. Well, that's also part of it. That's also part of it as well. Uh, you know, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of questions that are not being answered, and you're just supposed to trust blindly. And I'm sorry, I am not one to trust blindly, especially when it comes to the government or big pharma. I don't. So interesting times we live in. Like I said, again, all we got to do, you make a decision based on the information that you're given, and you have a choice to do whatever you want to do. I'm never going to sit here and tell you do this or don't do that, because I'm not going to be accused by the censors or whatever that I'm spreading any kind of false information, because I'm not. I just have questions. And I think that it is a healthy thing to have questions, on different things. I think it's a really healthy thing. So, all right. So, moving on. So, again, guys, we're up to 819 in the chat. We have 334 in the thumbs up. That's not even 50%. So allegedly, yes, Billy the Kid. Know what? I love that. That from that celebrity rehab. That was my favorite thing. Yeah, allegedly. So that was great. Again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, guys, please do so to show support for the channel. And I do thank you ahead of time for doing that. It really does make a difference with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, the higher in the ranking that it pushes us up. So I thank you for that reason as well. So also, again, I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications. And thank you for that as well. So Frank Grant said, Ed, I think the truckers should do one better. Any city, county, or state that wants us jab pass to do anything, the truckers should not deliver in those areas, and see how fast it stops. Well, that would definitely do it. People, and it's a great statement, Frank, because the reality is, without us, Joe average citizen, without us, they have no power. They only have the powers that be, whoever's in charge of your country or wherever you're at. They only have the power that you allow them to have. And I want you to think about that. They only have the power that you allow them to have. So that's something to think about. Hey, Freddie left you. I'm disappointed in the vast amount of New York cowards that I have seen lately. It's ridiculous. Congrats on almost 100,000 subs. Have a great weekend. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And you know what the thing is? Thank you very much for the donation. I think what it is, once if things are pushed out there enough, be it the truth, be it a lie, or whatever the case may be, people will begin to believe it's the truth. If it's repeated enough and over and over and over again, a large majority of the people are going to go, well, that must be the truth. And I have to do what they say, and I have to be a good citizen. And whatever mantra is put out there for whatever, they buy it hook, line, and sinker. Guys, look at 9/11. I mean, realistically, that was used to put us in two wars where thousands of Americans died. Thousands of Americans died, right? And you have, tens of thousands wounded that are never going to be the same again. But what is never, ever, ever, ever talked about, just before 9/11, they came on and said there's a missing, I think it was $2.1 trillion, right? All this information is at the Pentagon, a certain point in the Pentagon, and also at the World Trade Centers. And lo and behold, we have this vicious, horrible, terrible attack. And all that information that was stored there, that was going to be used to this investigation, all gone. All gone. And they just happened to hit the Pentagon right where all those records were stored. Isn't that amazing how that works, right? Not saying anything for, against, not talking conspiracy theory stuff, nothing like that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I think it's amazing that all that information that was going to be investigated had now been destroyed, and it's never talked about again. What a coincidence. Exactly, Billy the Kid Norwood. They don't talk about it. Do you hear any talk about that from that time, that $2.1 trillion? Oh, the information was in Building 7, which was not hit, but they pulled that building anyway. Isn't that interesting how that works? Oh, got to pull it. But if you know anything about demolition, that takes time to wire up a building to pull that building. But they were able to pull that building right away. Incredible. Incredible. Just things to think about, things to ponder, not making any kind of conspiracy theorist accusations in any way, shape, or form. I just think that it's interesting coincidences that have happened. But again, you don't hear anything about that investigation into that missing money ever again. They don't talk about it. It was 21 trillion. Mark Webb is saying 21 trillion. Well, whatever it was, whatever amount of money that it was, it has not been talked about since. There has been no investigation in where that money went. You know what I mean? So they know how to do magic. Yeah, there you go, Vlad. I like that. That's awesome. But it's just ridiculous amounts of money, folks. And it was never gone, never talked about, because now we were distracted. Go over here and do this. These are the bad guys. We have to go over after these people, right? This horrible man hiding in a cave on dialysis. Yeah, he's the mastermind. The mastermind. So anyway, I digress, right? I digress. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, so let's move on to infrastructure. Let's talk about the infrastructure. What's going on with that? You have in Pittsburgh today a bridge collapse. Thank goodness nobody died. But if you saw the pictures of that, pretty scary situation. It's one of the things I don't like, always being on bridges. I hate to be stopped on a bridge in traffic because, it is scary. Scary. I don't like it. And so could you imagine being on that bridge and then having that bridge collapse? Scary. Rumsfeld sounds Nazi. Yeah, well, yeah, he came out with that. Oh, we're going to investigate this, and then that was just put on a back burner, never talked about again. Or under an underpass. Yes, I don't like to be under in traffic and being stuck under I don't like that either. No, I absolutely do not like that at all. But Glenn Beck did a 4-part series on Ukraine, and it also talks about the 21 trillion that went missing. Yeah, you can't misplace $21 trillion. Bridge on purpose? You know what, M. Hammer? I don't think so. Here's the problem, and I've talked about this, guys. I've talked about this a lot. Our decaying infrastructure. Our infrastructure in this country is atrocious. The problem, unfortunately, they got this bipartisan infrastructure bill, right? But with that, well, the collapse is definitely convenient, absolutely convenient. Okay, good timing. They can trout out what they want to do. But if you're going to do an infrastructure bill, and this is just me, It should just be about infrastructure, not this attachment on here, not this special interest, not this little thing that we want to put in, not this thing. Strictly infrastructure. If you're going to put the money into infrastructure, that's where it should go. That's what it should be used for. It should be used to help make our country better. Our waterways, folks, all our waterways are in deep trouble. Very antiquated system. They're using a lot of these are from the 1930s. I want you to think about this. The water being delivered, the pipes and stuff, they're old, they're worn out, they're past their time. These things need to be upgraded big time. And yesterday, not today. Hey, Freddie left you. And look at all the freedoms we gave up after 2001. At the airport, the security is ridiculous. They frisked 90-year-olds. Oh, I 100% agree. And I want you to remember this too. The Patriot Act was written up long before 9/11. That's something I want you guys to remember too. They already had that written up ahead of time. So when that came out and the American public said, "Oh yes, oh my God, these scary people, they're all over. The boogeyman is everywhere. We'll give up our rights." And that's exactly what we did. I'll tell you a quick story, and I know I've mentioned this one before. And when I graduated from nursing school in 1994, I took a trip down to Florida. Me and my ex-wife flew down to Florida. That was my first one. Not the second one, the first one. First ex-wife. Flew down to Florida. We stayed in Daytona Beach. We went down to Miami, had a nice time. Went to a flea market, and I bought a set of samurai swords. Now, of course, even back then, you heard about anything that is shipped underneath the airplanes. A lot of times, baggage handlers and different stuff, there was a lot of theft. Okay. So those things happened. So I had this box. Box was about from the ground, just below my chest. 3 samurai swords in it. I said, I'm not putting this underneath. I'm going to carry this on a plane and I'm going to take it with me back to New York. So we got on a plane and I sat on a plane with this box between my legs and flew back to New York with 3 samurai swords in that box there. You know why? Because I'm not a threat. I'm not looking to blow up a plane. I'm not looking to take over stuff. They've gotten to a point where it is so ridiculous now because of something that was done or not done or whatever the case may be. You know, and now we have to go through the puffer machine. I'll tell you another one. So that's how I brought that back. Okay, I brought that back then with no issues whatsoever. If you have a bottle of water half the time now, they won't even let you bring that up. Forget about it. You got to empty that out. It is crazy, crazy. And I remember when we were going. I was with my second wife at the time, and we were going to Vegas for a vacation. And we're in line waiting to go through the checkpoint stuff. And I'm talking crap about Bush at the time. I was talking, I think it was Bush Jr., I believe, and talking crap about him, right? Oh, they pull me aside. They make me go through the puffer machine. I laughed at him. I said, yeah. I said, listen, I said, I'm an American. Why am I going to blow myself up on a plane? I said, how stupid you people think that I am. I said, go ahead. I'll go through the stupid puffer machine. I didn't care. Go ahead. Put me through there. You're not going to find nothing because there was nothing there to find. People that truly love this country are not going to try to destroy this country. They're not. So making, the right wing and, people that are preppers and off-gridders and making all them the boogeyman and the bad guy, that ain't the real deal. That's not it at all. So crazy. 10% of the bill is going to roads and bridges, Jim Lashbrook just said. So again, to me, if you're going to do a bill for infrastructure, 100% should be going to infrastructure. Our roadways, bridges, the water, and hardening our electrical grid. Hardening our electrical grid. That is so ridiculously antiquated. Our electrical grid is horrific. It's a nightmare waiting to happen. And they have let it happen on purpose because when at some point, and this is strictly, again, strictly my opinion, if somebody decides to pull a switch and turn the lights off, now we're going to have a bad guy that did it. We're going to point a finger at somebody, and that's what'll happen. That's what'll happen. So, it's unbelievable. It's crazy. I just don't get it. Why is there not priorities? Why are we not prioritizing the things that are important? We're sending money to other countries like crazy. We need to stop doing that. We need to take care of our own country, our own problems, take care of the people in our country. We have kids that go to bed hungry every night in America. That should never happen. That should never happen. We have a drug epidemic in this country that, again, is allowed to happen. This drug streaming into this country through our southern border is absolutely insane. You know, where were you in '67? I was 2 years old, Frederick, in 1967. I was 2 years old. So, too funny. But again, we the people need to say enough is enough. Stop with the nonsense. Do what we want. This is our will. This is what we want. And again, if enough of us stand up and say that, they will change. They will change. But not enough people will. Because, and I'll tell you exactly why. As long as they have their drugs, they have, I want you to think about this for a second. Okay. We're going to break this down a little bit. Legalization of marijuana. A lot of people are, I don't have a problem with it. You want to smoke pot all day long, do whatever you got to do. There really been a big push. A lot of states have legalized marijuana, including New York State. And with that, what happens, and I want you to think about it. If Big Pharma can get you on a medication forever, like an antidepressant, they will do that. It dumbs you down. It reduces your will to resist, I guess, if you will. Marijuana does the same thing. So I'm going to go by my own personal experience. If I smoke a joint, that's the end of my day. I don't care if it's 8 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock at night. I get nothing else done. Can't think straight, anything. What it is being used for is to keep people dumbed down, to keep people stupid, to keep people not caring. And that's my opinion. I'm just giving you my opinion. If you smoke pot, knock yourself out, have a great time. I don't care. Okay, so I'm not judging you on that. But what I'm saying is they're perpetuating it. They're trying to make it, okay, yeah, this is okay, this is great. Because if they can keep you dumbed down, and you think about what they've done with our educational system. I mean, think about what they're doing with SATs, right? A lot of colleges aren't even using SATs anymore because heaven forbid, that we should make sure that you're smart enough to go to college. So they're doing some of that online now. They're going to change that up and make it easier. Isn't that great? You look what they've done with our educational system. The kids are not being taught important things anymore. They're just not. So, it's ridiculous. The whole system is a rotting corpse, in my opinion, that needs to be put out, and we need to start over. But until enough people, again, say enough is enough, it's never going to change. It's never going to change. But like I said, for me personally, I can't smoke pot because I'll get nothing done. I have too many things to do. So it makes me stupid. I can't think clearly. And so I have to leave it alone. Now, I will, last year, I smoked pot twice, I think, last year. Just because, why not? But again, in both times afterwards, I was all pissed off at myself because guess what I got accomplished when I was stoned? Nothing. Nothing. Not a big drinker. I'll drink a couple beers here and there, and that's about it. I could take it or leave it. If I never had a drink again, I could care less. Wouldn't make any difference to me. Wouldn't make any difference, But too many things that I have to do, too many things that I want to accomplish. So that's where I'm at. I'm trying to accomplish my goals and get things done. So I have to, I'd rather stay busy. So, but again, so do what you got to do. There's no judgment on my part. but it's a tool that is being used to keep you in control. So as long as we have our pills, our weed, our alcohol, our nice big comfortable chair in our house with all the shows to watch on TV to keep us distracted, to have your heat or your coolness in your house so you don't have to worry about that, and just enough food to feed your family, people are going to do nothing. They're going to do nothing. When you start taking away those things now, when those things are taken away, then you're going to see people go bananas. Wait a minute, you're taking away my freebies? You're taking away my EBT card? I can't get free food anymore? I'm expected to actually go out and work for it? What are you doing? That's when things will change. So that, and again, it's just, and again, this is strictly my opinion, strictly my opinion. But yeah, allegedly, I like that. But again, you have to just, will Russia attack the U.S. first? I don't think so, Stephen. I don't. I still believe that a lot of what's going on over there right now, and it's strictly again my opinion, is saber rattling. Uh, or Biden and Putin are going back and forth. Putin wants concessions. He wants, he knows that if he attacks, there's going to be a lot of blowback because of that. If he goes into the Ukraine, and there's going to be a lot of blowback from that. But if he threatens like he's going to go into the Ukraine, then there may be some concessions done, at that point. So just something to think about. Just something to think about. So anyway, we are at egg count time. So, but before we do egg count again, I'm going to ask if you have not shot a thumbs up yet to please do so to show support for the channel. I really do appreciate that. It really does make a big difference with the algorithms. Also, it pushes us higher up, like I said, in the rankings with the algorithms. So thank you for that reason as well. Also, again, I like to see a lot of thumbs up. That's just part of the game. So I'll give you the count from the last 2 days. So we got a lot of you don't know what it was. So Monday, we ended up having 6 eggs on Monday, and Thick Neck laid an egg on Monday. Yesterday, we had 1 egg yesterday. I was like, what? Lazy chickens. So let me see your guys' guesses for today, and we will do that now. So I'll give you guys a minute to get your guesses up there. What do we hit? 485. Let's get it up to 500. When I hit 500 thumbs up, we will do the egg count. Give you the accurate number. So we need, well, now we need 10 more. 10 more thumbs up, and we'll do the count. So we hit 500. There we are. Just like that. Isn't it amazing how that works? That's cool. All right. If you had the same guess as RC with 4 eggs, that's where we were at today. Thick Neck did not lay today, but, but yeah, I couldn't believe they laid 1 egg yesterday. That was it. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? So, like again, guys, a lot of the things that I say on here and what I'm talking about, strictly my opinion. Certain things definitely are based on fact, and I will always tell you the difference. If I feel like something is a certain way and that's my feeling, I will tell you that. If something that I think is a fact, I definitely, yeah, it's been too cold. We got a couple more. It's weird. We got a couple cold days coming up tomorrow and Sunday. Monday's going to be about 30, and then Tuesday, Wednesday are going to be in the 40s, and then it gets cold again. So it's just, and then I think we're supposed to have some storm or they're talking about that might come through and hit us in my part of New York next week. So first time that I guessed right. Well, congratulations, RC. That's awesome. Do you use Heather in the coop? Does Heather take care of the chickens? She does. She does. If I'm out of town, she's the one that takes care of all that stuff. If I'm home, I always take care of it. It's just it's what I do. It's like it's part of my morning routine. Take the dogs out, get the dogs out. Billy the Kid Norwood, who's going to win the Super Bowl? Well, we don't even know what 2 teams are going to be in it yet, so we can't really say that guess. The 2 teams that I think that are going to be in it, just as my guess, is going to be Kansas City and LA. And I think of those two, man, that'll be a shootout. But I think that LA would have a better chance of winning that game. That's just my guess, which means nothing. So we had snow here all day today, but like a light, fluffy snow. So we maybe ended up with an inch of snow today. That's about it. Yep, Rams in Kansas City, and I'm going with the Rams. I'm same way, Jim. I think the same thing. But the Cowboys aren't in it, so it's very disheartening. Uh, oh, he asked about a heater, not Heather. Oh my God, that's too funny. Okay, well, no, so again, I've talked about this before, but I will mention it again. I do not have a heater in the chicken coop. Will not have a heater in the chicken coop. Too many opportunities for accidents to happen. Heat lamps can fall off. The light bulbs in the heat lamps can fall once it gets into their bedding. It can set a chicken coop on fire in a heartbeat. My chicken coop is very, very insulated, and so I am not. That's what I've done with the chicken coop. It's I made sure it was really insulated well so that they are, you know, hot water heating system. No, I go out there every day, make sure that they got water, and that they can get a drink and stuff like that. So I do it a couple times a day. So that's part of what. Max is not in here right now, but I will show you Miss Stella is up there, and she's sound asleep in the box. That's where she likes to hang out. I know Heather. Oh my God, Heather gets so pissed. She's like, "Why does she hang out in here? She's my cat." I'm like, "What do you want me to tell you, Heather? I don't know." But it is her cat. I mean, Heather picks up that cat. That cat starts purring like crazy, and she loves Heather, so that's a good thing. But I think she likes to come in here because there's so many other cats in Heather's room that you have Socks in there constantly. You have Buddy and Lucy's in there all the time, so she don't want to be in there. And then even when Gelco's in the house, a lot of times he's in there as well. So I get Max and I get Stella. They come in here and they hang out. I think it's quieter. And again with the dogs, the dogs are in and out all the time, and so it's just that's kind of how that goes. But did you skip a question? Uh, oh, the Russian bots are in full force tonight. Oh, that's nice. Well, thank you for taking care of them. Yeah, they have been unbelievably active. The Russian, I couldn't even tell you how many emails that I get that are all in Russian. So obviously I can't read it at all. Nothing but spam. Nothing but spam. So very, very funny. So real quick, guys, I do want to mention my website, preppernurse1.com. We do have the Prepper Nurse One community there, which is free to join. It's a resource that we have set up for you guys to be able to connect with like-minded people. Definitely take advantage of that. You do have to register, but no credit card information is asked. So it's set up for you guys. Once you're in, read the message boards, try to find somebody in the state or your country that you live in. And, it's a resource that we set up for you to connect with like-minded people. So definitely take advantage of that. I'm getting Russian back Texas big time. I don't get the Texas so much. I get the emails. That's what I get a lot of, Burn Notice. Also on my website, we have the Forefathers, which is a CBD and hemp store. So again, preppernurse1.com, you will see the Forefathers logo on there. If you click on that, it will take you to their website. Once you are on their website, uh, if you decide to make a CBD or hemp purchase, when you check out, make sure you use the discount code PrepperNurse1, and that's the number one, not ONE, and you'll save yourself 15% on that discount. Last thing on my website, we have the Legacy Freeze Dried Foods. So if you go preppernurse1.com, you click on store, it will drop down, you will see Legacy. You click on that, it will take you to the store within the website. So definitely take advantage of that. You're looking at a 25-year shelf life. Gluten-free. It's made in the United States. It is the largest portion size of any of the other freeze-dried food companies. So that definitely is, more bang for your buck. Also, it is vegetarian, but there are beef and chicken options that can be purchased separately. And also, you can get gluten options for people that need that as well. So definitely take advantage of all those things. What we have is there because it is not a crazy emergency situation and there's not a run on the place right now. Pretty much everything is in stock. So definitely take advantage of it at that time. If you wait until the emergency happens, you and everybody else is going to want something immediately. And that's what happens. Yep, non-GMO. Yep. No, yep. So it is or it's GMO free. I'm sorry. My mistake. Yes, GMO free. Sorry, M Hammer. I screwed that up. You're like non-GMO? No. GMO free. So, but anyway, take advantage of that. All right. So, all right, let's get back on this. Let me just see what you guys are saying here. We have a foot and half of snow cover here, at least maybe more. Yeah, we got plenty of snow up here as well. We got plenty of snow up here. Hey, Ryan Hall, you all is out there doing updates as we speak. I think he's going to be on for quite a while tonight as the storm is going up the East Coast. So let's talk about the storm a little bit, right? So we have this huge storm that is affecting more the coast. It's not affecting us inland here. Again, guys, right from New York City, I'm about 400 miles away from New York City. So it is, we're not going to be affected by this one. I'm really happy to say. The last storm there, we ended up getting about 16 inches here, I think it was. And that's all still on the ground. And we've had more on top of that since then because we've had more snow. But again, it is January. And he's live until 11 p.m. Okay, yep. So one of the channels that I highly, highly, highly recommend to everybody is Ryan Hall, y'all. He is awesome. If you want to see a good weatherman that is passionate about giving you the weather and trying to be as accurate as he possibly can be, he is your man. All right. So tell him Prepper Nurse One sent you over. He'll have no idea who I am, but that's okay. I really like his channel, so I definitely think that we should be supporting him. But the weather has been crazy. It's been like storm after storm after storm, and and not little bitty storms. It's like impact storms. So, you know, I was watching Ryan Hall, y'all. He's off for the night. We'll be back on. Oh, okay. So he's done for the night. Okay. Yeah. So I'm sure. Yeah, tomorrow will be the day. So I'm sure. I know the last time when there was a big storm, he was on for like 16 hours. So I definitely think that he'll probably be doing that again tomorrow because that's going to be a storm that's going to be going the whole day. And he's trying to help people, which I think is great. You know what I mean? That's why people need to be paying attention to what is going on around them. I mean, weather is going to be weather. It's going to do what it's going to do. But if we have volcanoes cause around the world storms, well, we've had a lot of storm or a lot of volcanoes going off. There's no doubt about that. You know, so yeah, it is definitely that definitely lots and lots and lots of volcanoes happening. And that's putting up more stuff into the upper atmosphere than anything that we're doing to the planet altogether. So, you know, yeah, it's crazy. All right, so let's do set early tomorrow for a very long day. Okay, there you go. Yeah, so he'll probably be on all day long, giving updates of what's going on and stuff like that. So it'll be fun to watch. So, but anyway, guys, let's do some shout outs for some other channels. Obviously, we have already done Ryan Hall, y'all. Uh, yeah, it's a cow fart's fault. Exactly. I wonder how much the dinosaurs put out. So, uh, up in Canada, we have Icky Can, a buddy of mine, really, really nice guy. I encourage you to follow his channel and support him and his journey and what he's doing. Also, we have Sean James and myself, Reliance, up in Canada. Same guy, two different channels, but a lot of good information. He's building in the Canadian wilds, and he is building his off-grid property. Very, very cool. Also, you have Canadian Prepper up in Canada. I'm trying to do the Canadian theme first to get that out of the way. Canadian Prepper is he's got a lot of good information as well, so definitely check him out. We have Magic Prepper in North Dakota. We have Marfugal News out in Seattle, giving us a lot of good information. Definitely check him out as well. Wrangle Star, another really good channel. Doug and Stacy, a lot of good stuff with them, showing you how to live and how to, try to be more self-sufficient, which I think is great. You have Bush Radical. You have his wife, Girl in the Woods. Two really down-to-earth people. A lot of good information with them. Kyle's Cabin is another really good channel. Really nice young couple up in Minnesota, showing you again living off grid, doing their thing. I think that's really good. North Shore Preparedness, also up in Canada, good guy. Steve Wallace, also in Canada, really really good guy. Stealth camping, camping with Steve, really fun to watch him, and he's just another down to earth individual. So I really really like that about him. And I think that's what, like, for him, it's just his personality. He's just a very very down to earth guy. You have Gray Man Prepping, you have Pinball Preparedness, Southern Prepper One. You have there is the young couple down in Panama with the nomadic movement. You also have the Green Dream Project out in Arizona, another young couple showing a lot of different stuff. Very, very cool. You have 80K Man, who's actually in the chat. He's got his channel. Definitely go and support him. Bizariza Jizza is another local guy up here in New York, in Rochester. And he's got his Carrington Chronicles. Definitely pay attention to what he's doing over there. We have the Angry Prepper down in New York City. We could never forget the Angry Prepper. Jason is awesome. We have Alaskan Granny, and we have the Alaskan Prepper as well. Alaskan Prepper is a great channel. I definitely highly recommend you go check him out. Deep South Homestead is another really good channel. You have, I think I said Gray Man Prepping already. You have Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. You have Adapt 2030. There is the Uneducated Economist. A lot of great channels. You have the Needy Homesteader. Nice channel over there. Definitely show them some love as well. Green Greg's is another really good channel. A lot of good information with him as well. So there's a lot of good channels out there. There's a lot of good information. I do believe that we should all be supporting each other, and I think it makes a big, big difference if we do so. The off-grid and prepping community is not a huge community. So I think that we should absolutely be supporting each other. And so the best way to do that is, Bear Independent. We have Bushcraft Bear in La Palma in the Canary Islands. Really, really good guy as well. So, and he was keeping us up daily information on what was going on with the volcano. So, Ice Age Farmer is another good channel. I'm trying to think. There was somebody else that gives Full Spectrum Survival is another really good channel. A lot of really, really good information. Corporal's Corner is another really good channel, and shows you a lot of stuff as far as camping out and stuff like that. Now Barry's showing the island and the cleanup. Yeah, they got a lot of cleanup to do over there. A lot of cleanup to do. Prepper Nation is another good channel. So anyway, so that's it on the shout outs. We just did a whole bunch. But there's a lot of great channels out there. And like I said, again, I do believe we should all be supporting each other. Okay. So if I miss somebody, I apologize. But I can only say so many. So, but anyhow, folks, with this storm coming up, if you are on the coast, East Coast, and it's going to be affecting you, tomorrow's Saturday. There's no reason, unless you have a job that you have to go to, there's no reason to be out there. So don't go out there if you don't have to. Hopefully that you hit the store tonight, got the different stuff that you needed to get, and hunkered down and gassed up the generator, make sure the generator's working, and all those type of things in case of power outages. And there's going to be 50-mile-an-hour winds, which can cause damage. Obviously, you can definitely have power outages going on. So we need to be aware of that and be ready for that. And that's why, the majority of the things, then this is, I think, the misconception that a lot of people have when it comes to preppers. The misconception is that we're sitting around waiting for the end of the world to happen, and that's not the case at all. We are preparing for whatever is going to happen. Natural disasters are going to happen on a regular basis all across the country, and it's not going to change. That's going to happen every year. Every year we're going to have mudslides. Every year we're going to have forest fires. Every year we're going to have flooding. Every year we're going to have ice storms. Every year we're going to have blizzards and major snowstorms. Every year we're going to have power outages. All right, these things are going to happen. They're not going to go away. And I think I said flooding as well. These things are not going to stop. They're going to happen on a regular basis. So that's what the majority of us as preppers prep for. We prep for everyday events. When you get on these TV shows, when you watch, the sensationalized stuff that they do on a lot of these channels with preppers, making them pick a reason that they're getting ready, right? That's not good because it puts preppers in a bad light. Because what do they do at the end of every one of those videos? They break it down and say, well, here's the percentage of Yellowstone volcano going off, so that you're basically getting ready for that, then you're an idiot, is what they're basically saying, right? So it dissuades people from jumping on board and getting ready for natural disasters, because natural disasters are not going to stop happening. And the reality is, these people that do these shows, they're forced to pick one thing they're getting ready for. And that was what I had a problem with when they approached me. I said, well, I'm not getting ready for just one thing. I'm getting ready for whatever happens. But they don't want to hear that. I'm going to tell you I think the reason that I didn't get to do the show was because I said, they had asked me, well, will you show, what guns you have and stuff like that? I said, absolutely not. No way. I will not show weapons on my channel. Show, never going to happen. Never going to happen. And they didn't like that because that's what they want to do. They want to make you seem radical. They want to put you out there and make you look like you're a crazy person. And that's not what it's about. That's not my message. My message is not, look at all the guns I got and look how tough I am. That's not my message at all. Do you need to have them? Yes. They're a tool that you need to have. You need to have that tool. But that is not the only thing that you better have when it comes down to that time. Because if that's all you got, you can't eat them. Okay? They're not going to feed you. They're not going to give you fresh water. So, you need to be smart about what you're doing. And that's why I always encourage you guys, and always will encourage you guys, don't be victims. Don't be victims. Ever. Be smart, be ready, be prepared for whatever's going to happen. And then, maybe you're never. No, here's the thing, I want to break it down so you guys really understand. I am probably prepping prepared wise in the upper 1%. I mean, the only people ahead of me are the super, super rich that have, bunkers underground and all kinds of money to throw at it. And they got 20 years of food down there, and they got everything that you could ever imagine. All right. For the average prepper out there, I'm definitely in the top percentage because this is what I do. This is how I live my life. So that makes a difference. Okay. But I'm always going to encourage you not to be victims. That's my goal. If you're not victims, then I win. That's how I win. So what do we have? 588 on the thumbs up, guys. Let's make a goal here. And I know we got like 12 minutes. Let's make a goal of 700. Let's see if we can get 112 thumbs up here before we jump off. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel. And I do appreciate that ahead of time. Let's see if we can get that up to 700 thumbs up before we jump off. Again, with the algorithms, it really does make a difference. It pushes us up higher in the rankings with YouTube. And so that is pretty cool as well, actually. So I thank you for that reason. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. So we're at 611, 613. So 87 more, guys. Let's see if we can get 700 before we jump off here tonight. Again, don't be victims. Be proactive. Help yourselves. Help your families. because in a post event, if you are not ready, which 93% of people in this country are not prepared for a 2 week disaster. So I do not understand why anybody would not get themselves at least that 2 week advantage over 93% of the people in this country. That's not being a crazy prepper. That's being proactive. That's being smart. That's being ready for when the power goes out and there is flooding or whatever disaster that happens. You are ready to be able to handle it and be able to survive and make it through comfortably. When am I moving to West Virginia? Well, what I plan on doing, I'm putting this property here in New York on the market in March, and I will be back and forth between West Virginia and New York until this sells. Obviously, getting things down to West Virginia, getting things started and set up in West Virginia. There's going to be a tremendous amount of work to do down there. I got my hands full. I got my hands full, and no doubt about that. And but it will work out, and we're going to be just fine. And so that's what we're doing there. All right. So, all right, let's do this at this point. Again, let's keep them thumbs up coming. We're at 627, so we need 83 more to get to 700 thumbs up. So let's keep that going up. We are Legion because we are many, not the bad biblical Legion. So please, the people that are going to flip out about that, stop. We are the good Legion, like the American Legion, like a Roman Legion. We are a huge network of people. We are Legion because we are many. We are all over the world. We're all over the country. Where is everybody from tonight? Where part of the country or world are you in? Philip is here this evening, Melbourne, Australia. Glad to see you're back, Philip. You missed the last live stream. I was paying attention. Good to see you back, my friend. We have Nowhere, Oklahoma, Simpsonville, South Carolina, Central Missouri, Navajo Nation, Arizona. Very nice. Ulster Park, New York. We have Mississippi, Southwest Florida, Inverness, Florida, the Adirondacks, Ocean Springs, Mississippi, Endicott, New York, North Highlands of California, Oakland, California, Northeast Ohio, Mississippi, Mesa, Arizona, Ocala, Florida, Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Nebraska, Newfoundland, Providence Village, Texas, Littleton, New Hampshire, Cape Snowy Cod, yeah, right. Let's see, Campbell, Missouri, Las Vegas, Oregon, Pennsylvania Wilds. We have Pittsburgh in the house, Alabama, Roll Tide, absolutely. Pennsylvania, once again, Northeast Texas, Harrison, New York, Washington State, Southern Maryland, St. Augustine, Florida, Birdsboro, Pennsylvania, Raleigh, North Carolina. Love it, at least to live down there. Central Texas, Greenback, Tennessee, Australian living in Maryland, very nice. Northeastern Pennsylvania, Las Vegas, once again, Arkansas, Daphne, Alabama, Roll Tide, right on, brother. Love Alabama. Kansas, Christmas Valley, Oregon, Northeast Texas, Hutton, Texas, Quebec, Longquill. If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. Washington, D.C. Nice to have you in the house. Maryville, Northern West Virginia, Louisville, Kentucky, College Station, Texas, Missouri in the Ozarks, Weirdale, Florida. If I'm saying that wrong again, I apologize. But again, we are all over the country, all over the world. We are a huge, huge network of people. We're a huge family, is what we are. We are the ones that are awake. We are the ones that can make a difference now. What are you getting into? What are you doing? I hear you getting into something. Be a good girl. Yeah, look, I got to show you. What'd you do? Why are your ears back? Why are your ears back? What'd you do? Are you being naughty? Huh? You be a good girl. All right. Like I said, again, we're the ones that can make a difference now. Stop. Down. Down. Don't give me that look. No. Be good. Down. Hella. Good girl. It's like a big child. You're going to have to wait. I'm almost done. Hey, get down. Good girl. Worse than a child, I swear to you. She's very vocal, if you couldn't tell. So, anyway, guys, like I said, we're the ones that can make a difference now, and we can make a difference in a post event as well, because with our knowledge and what we know, we're going to be able to help a lot of people. And I think that is why we have been awoken. And I think that that's what we need to try to do. I think that's a big part of it. And so let's just try to do that if we can. So we're at 649. So we're at 51 away, guys. We need 51 more thumbs up to hit that goal of 700. Oh, she wants all of my attention, Vlad. She wants it all the time. No, it's funny because Heather will say to me all the time, she'll be like, Dad, the way that that dog looks at you, she just so loves you. And she does. She's definitely Daddy's girl. So, but she's a good pup. My dogs are looking for another dog now after hearing Hella. It's not Hella. Stella is the cat. Hella is my shepherd. So, no, I took them out just before the stream started. So I have to make sure I do that. But yeah, I have to make sure that they do that because I don't want them in the middle of the stream to say, "Okay, it's time to go now." Oh, all right, guys. So anyway, a lot of interesting stuff. I hope you liked the topics tonight. We did several different topics. We touched on a lot of different things, and I hope you enjoyed them. And if you jumped in late, definitely check back in what we talked about earlier in the stream and look at that. It's been a good discussion, and I definitely always enjoy it. Um, you know, like I said, I definitely. Oh, JJ's putting up Heather's link. Yeah, guys, you know what? If you would support Heather with her jewelry making, if you're interested in jewelry at all, she has stuff there. JJ just put her link up for her, and that's what she's been doing. And I haven't, it's my. I'll tell you. So my mom says to me, "Well, how come you're not making Heather get a job?" And I said, "Well, I said, with everything going on right now, I don't want her to be forced to do anything that she doesn't want to do, number one. And I said, number two, I don't want to have her wear a mask for 8 hours a day while she's working in some job. I said, she can stay home. She can make the jewelry if she wants to do that. And so if you guys would support her, if anybody is interested, that'd be great. I would appreciate that. She's a good kid. She really is. And, you know, Heather has a really nice Etsy shop. Well, thank you, Awesome Sauce. I appreciate you saying that. Like I said, she's a good girl. She really is, and I'm not just saying that because she's my daughter. Heather is genuine as the day is long, and real smart young lady. And she's got her own thoughts, and they don't always line up with Dad's, but that's okay. I've raised her to be independent, and I want her to be independent. So, JJ, would you throw that link up there again for Heather's link, please? And I would appreciate if you would do that. So we're 665 on the thumbs up, guys. So we need 35 more thumbs up. No Asif tonight. No, I think he messaged me ahead of time. Was telling me he had something that he had to do. So, he has family obligations as well. So that does happen. So, all right. So we need 30 more thumbs up. Let's see if we can get that before we jump off here. I know you guys can do it. 30 thumbs up is nothing. So if you would, I got a really pretty necklace from Heather. Pam Sloan says, "Oh, cool. I'm glad you like that." Yeah, no, like I said, she's good. Heather's good. Thank you, JJ. There's the link for Heather's Etsy shop once again, guys. So, like I said, definitely go show her some support. Like I said, she's a good kid. She's a real good kid. Somebody had just ordered a necklace the other day. She already shipped it out, so it already got shipped out. So, yeah, she is definitely stubborn, just like her dad. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that at all. I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely awesome job. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate you. You guys know that I do. But I appreciate you being here for all these streams and keeping the chat clean and, not letting people come in here and act like idiots. I can't stand that. And it's a pain in the butt. So I appreciate all the things that you guys do. Also, I thank all of you for being in the chat and being here tonight. It's always makes it enjoyable. I love the questions. I obviously cannot get to every question. But I try to get to different questions that people have. And I think, if I'm on a roll and if I'm talking, obviously I'm not playing or paying attention. So what are we at? 689. We need 11 more thumbs up. Easy. You guys can do that with no problem. Get it way past 700 if you can. So anyway, guys, Remember, we really, truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. And as soon as we could figure that out, we're going to be in such a better place. Think about what we could accomplish if we actually work together instead of against each other all the time. It'd be amazing. It'd be amazing. Nobody would be hungry. Everybody would have a halfway decent quality of life. And that's not a pipe dream. That really is not a pipe dream. That's a reality that can happen. But as long as they can keep us divided and fighting amongst each other, it's never going to happen. So we have to stop letting them do that to us. We really do. Okay. So we're at 693. We need seven more. Um, Again, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really, really important to tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Life is so short and it's over in a blink of an eye. So really, really important to tell people how you feel every single day. So we're 697, guys. Three more thumbs up, and we hit the goal, which is kind of cool. Also, guys, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to accomplish, with anything that you're trying to do, you can do it. The only person that can stop you from easy, got it, 702 already. Awesome. Let's see how much higher we can go just before we jump off here, just for fun. Um, Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, if you use that mantra, that STD mantra, which everybody thinks they know what it means, but they don't. If you use that day by day, things get done. You make the accomplishments, you can reach your goals, and you can make them happen. And it's amazing how that works. It really, really, truly is. So just keep working at things. Don't listen to negative people. Don't listen to people telling you what you cannot accomplish. Accomplish things in spite of them. Like I said, again, I could not tell you the number of people told me that I could not do what I've done here. And I'm sure people will say that I won't be able to do what I'm going to do in West Virginia. But guess what? I will. It'll get done. And that's it. There is no maybe, could be, almost. Nope. That's not even in my vocabulary. It's this is going to happen. May not happen overnight, but it's going to happen. All right. So, anyway, guys, be safe, stay safe from the storm, stay out of trouble, have fun, but, no drinking and driving, please. Just, take care of your business. That's all you got to do. Keep prepping, keep getting ready. When that shoe drops, we're all screwed. We are all screwed. Some of us may be more ready than others, but it's going to affect everybody. It really will. So I will see you all later. So we hit 710 on the thumbs up. That's awesome. You guys are awesome. 80K Man's got the best one. Failure to prepare is preparing to fail. Very true. Very, very true. So anyway, guys, I will see you all later. Have a great night. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.